Hey, what's going on, family? You're tuning in to Real Last Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller. In the big chair tonight, we normally do our introductions now. James John Miguel Colon Jr. But man, we got a special guest in
Yes, we
virtual
do.
studio with us. He will be at the Orlando Improv this weekend, April 21st and 22nd. ImprOrlando.com. Get your tickets. Put your hands together and show your love for the legend. Mr. Bill Bellamy is here with us
Yes.
tonight.
Yeah, in the
Yes.
building, man. It is so dope, man, to kick it with real comedians, man, and cats that love what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
This is one thing about comedians, we have our own fraternity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
Yes.
like when cats know you a comic, you just automatically get embraced. You know what I mean? It don't matter how long you've been doing it, just the fact that you love it, man. It's so fun, man. Especially if you practice a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been
Yes.
doing this now, what, 29 maybe
Yeah,
years?
that's our question, man. I'm 17. James is 20. Miguel, where you at,
Yeah, I'm
Miguel?
11.
20.
11. So we're all comic book guys, man. We got to know your origin story. How long you been doing comedy? Where did you start? And how was your first ever show?
Oh, well, I've been doing it a long time. So I'm gonna say 29 years of comedy. I started in Jersey. I'm from Jersey. I'm a
Yep.
Jersey guy. And we didn't have a lot of comedy clubs. So we only had like we used to do comedy clubs like and stuff that wasn't even for comedy. It was a tavern, you know. It was like they didn't have nothing to do on Tuesday, so they let us do stand-up at the tavern. But starting out, just wanting to host a show was the first part. Like, I want to be on stage. I just want to talk and introduce people. That's how I got hooked. Because you
Amen.
be hosting, you talking, you kind of improv, and you don't have the stress of really doing jokes at first. And
No.
so that was cool. So I got the bug that doing that in college at Rutgers. And then I was like, dang, man, I'm like, man, I wonder if I could be a real comedian and stuff. Because I used to always wonder, like, how do comedians talk for an hour? Like, how you know that much
Bro,
stuff?
for real. Because your first time on stage, you in your head, you're
Yo.
thinking, man, I know I got an hour. And you're 3 minutes into that set was like, bro, when he gonna give me this light he was talking about?
Yo, bro, I
Mm.
promise you, man. I
Mm.
promise you, I was literally, bro. Like I might have had 2 minutes, 3 minutes of anything, and I remember the first time I bombed, man. It was crazy. Like when you bomb, you feel it in your spirit, and
Mm.
I was like, they ain't laughing at nothing.
Bruh. Bro, Bill, you ain't lying. I tell this story all the time. I once got booed in a room full of 1,300 black folk. Now, Bill,
Oh,
black folk boo different. It comes
yeah.
from a place of hate and neglect, man.
Oh,
And I
it is
still kept
so
going though,
different.
man. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, the booze, people don't think it, people think you always gonna be good. You gotta practice. It's just like you miss shots, you miss a foul shot here and there. You just keep shooting foul shots till you get good,
Yeah.
right? And so the thing about it is if you practiced enough, the window of you failing gets less. But if
Amen.
you take it for granted, you could fail. Even like this, the thing that tripped me out was like when I was coming up, cats that became famous stopped doing comedy and then come back and be doo-doo. You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, because you
Ooh.
can't take that time away, man. Guys, if you
No.
listen, we got Bill Bellamy this Friday and Saturday, or April 21st, 22nd, Orlando Improv. Man, I was having this conversation with my wife when I was coming up with questions and things to say and ask you, do you consider yourself a legend? Because me and my wife were just going
Hell
down your
yeah.
list. But I'm asking Bill, because we do. But do
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
consider yourself? You talking about the MTV VJ, Top Billing, the new podcast, the Booty Call itself,
Bro.
just being around for 30
Bro.
years. We consider you a legend, my brother. But how do
Yeah.
you feel about your
And give him
career?
his flowers. Don't forget, at one time, Bill, his club where he was hosting at was a gatekeeper for you to get on Def Comedy Jam, man. You used to have to
Yeah.
go see
Hey,
him
I
before
remember
you
watching
got there, man.
I remember watching Who's the Man, seeing him as KK, and I was like, this kid's going somewhere.
So, dude,
No.
how do you feel about that? Like,
I do, man. I feel like, you know what, man, I own it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I put in the time and I'm accepting those flowers because that's a blessing from the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's
Amen.
like people respect your grind, your hustle, and your contribution. that's an honor, you know what I mean, for you guys to look at me like that. I'm like, dang, wow, it makes you feel good because a lot of times, you just be grinding, man. You don't know if
Yeah,
people
yeah.
even care. Like you don't even know if people remember your jokes. People be coming up to me like, yo, my favorite joke you did with you and your little sister. Yo, my joke that you did with the booty called the whale. Like they got names. Like I got jokes that are like songs.
So they done
to
named them
people.
for you?
They done named them. Yo, I got a joke about the flip flops. People come up to me, man, that thing you did about the flip flops, man, that's crazy, bro. Yo, how you think of that, man? I watched that thing 8 times, bro.
Bro.
So in this span of 29 to going on 30, yeah, you're right, man. It's definitely an honor to be here, bro, and like still be able to do your gift, man. A couple days ago, I heard that that Jamie Foxx had a health issue, and it just like it just like paused me, like where you just be like, man, you just don't know what anything can happen. You could have a health issue, you can get in a car accident, you could lose your memory, whatever. Like we are so blessed to do what we do, and we can't take it for granted. So that's why I'm taking no days off. I got that from Allen Iverson. I play every game like it's my last. You feel
Practice.
me?
Practice. We ain't talking about practice.
Man. But like I said, we consider you a legend, man. But and when I say that is because I've got to work with you before. I've got to work with the likes of Eddie Griffin, Paul Mooney, and I'm always starstruck. Is there anybody you got to work with? You're like, man, dog, I can't believe I'm working with.
Yeah, man, a lot of guys, man. Bernie Mac, I was on tour with him.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. He was the funniest person I ever seen alive. Like
Amen.
live, like there ain't no words for Bernie Mac, bro. I promise you ain't never seen nothing like it. It's like you could be funny, but he was on a point of hilarious. People was coughing. People was he made people jump up and run. Like
imagine the club is spacing out chairs. We're gonna need room for everybody to run around their chair.
Yo, Bernie Mac was like watching a Baptist preacher turn the church upside down, give him the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
That's how funny he was. And then to be on stage with the likes of like, I'll give you another example. Somebody that just like Paul Mooney, George Wallace, OG. George Wallace,
bro,
will blow your doors off. I don't care what you talking about, bro. I don't know how old George Wallace is, but he is so trained. And bro, George Wallace, I put George Wallace on anybody. I promise you're gonna struggle, bro. Because he is so good. He's so fast, and he got joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. You be like, dang.
That's right.
Like I gotta get my weight up. You know what I mean? It's different levels to the talent. It's like, there's Miles Davis, but then there's Coltrane. Like it's cats that's dope in their lanes. You know what I'm saying? Who else I would say that blew me away? Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney. Another cat.
Bro,
that
Paul said a line that I'll never forget. He says, "I say the N word every day. It helps keep my teeth white."
Yeah, man.
Son!
So funny, guys. If you're listening, man, we got Bill Bellamy on with the Real Ass Crew. Bill Bellamy at the Orlando Improv, April 21st and 22nd. Bill, we got about 5 more minutes, man. My favorite role, and I'm gonna ask the guys too, my favorite role you've ever done is Fast Lane. Fast Lane is my show, bro. James, what's yours?
I just always loved, let me just say this, man. There's a lot of cats that I grew up with watching and I loved and I appreciate what they did. And towards the middle of their career, it wasn't the same energy. It wasn't that same fire that you would see on stage. But I remember a set and I was like, what's Bill going to do with this set? It was a set you came back and did Def Comedy Jam. And you was a father at this point. You had gotten a little older. And I was like, man, what Bill going to do with this crowd, man? Bill did a joke about how white people and black people go to the zoo. And I immediately understood exactly what he was talking about. He said the white people get out of the minivan. Everybody has all their stuff, sunscreen, a camera. All right, we got pictures. We're going to meet over here. Then we're going to meet over there. Black people get out all wrong, not prepared. Who got the camera? Who got the camera?
Right. I remember
Miguel, what's
that.
your favorite? What's your
I
favorite?
just like your growth, Bill. That's what I just want to give you flowers. Your growth and how you just kept maintained and kept going and still remain sharp. That's what I want to say.
There's a three-part, and I'll explain why. Role that was first, I'm a young kid. It was KK in Who's the Man, and all these roles were brief, but you were just so excited. I was like, Bill Bellamy's in this movie. You were so excited to see the VJs you knew doing something in the movie. But I'm gonna tell you, blew my mind. I did not know you were going to be in Any Given Sunday, and I'm watching that movie, and then you're Jimmy Sanderson, and this sounds dumb, Bill, but growing up hip hop, you know, man, I was born in 1981, so I grew up with hip hop. Seeing people that I consider part of the hip hop culture starting to cross over and do things for everyone validated the hip hop culture so much. You know, and when I saw LL in the Hardway movie with Michael J. Fox, I'm freaking out because I'm like, he's not supposed to be here. You don't get this. Like, you know, Jamie Foxx isn't supposed to be the lead in this movie. LL's not supposed to be in this movie. You know,
with Al Pacino.
This is Oliver Stone film. And then another one, Bill. I'm walking by the TV. I think I'm in my 20s or something. My little sister's watching this show, and I'm like, that's Bill Bellamy's voice. And it was my cousin Skeeter. And I'm like, yo, that's Bill Bellamy's voice. Like, and it's moments where it validated like the culture that I grew up loving. You know, and it meant something, man.
And he's a part of 80s, 90s, 10s. So Bill, we got about 3 minutes. What was your favorite role to play?
My favorite role to play was how to be a player for the culture. I think every day of my life, somebody comes up to me about that movie and how it influenced them and what I had a guy come up to me yesterday and say he arranged his whole closet like Dre's. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's so crazy because you would think, you know, it's a movie, but you don't know how it's gonna marinate in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, Dre was cool. He had a good record, a music business job, but he was cool with his boys. But he had the chicks. He had the fly loft. Like cats didn't have lofts back then. You know what I mean?
I'm even looking at your place now, guys. If you could see, I'm ashamed of the three of our homes as I look at Bill Bellamy. He got the Rat Pack, his director's chair. In the back. I'm 41 years old. I'm by a yellow wall. That's what I'm doing. I'm standing by a yellow wall.
Hey man,
how to be a player?
We got to get Bill up out of here, man. The man that invented booty call. Bill, we got about 2 minutes, man. Tell them about your podcast, Top Billing, which I listen to all the time when I'm we're Roll Comics. So talk about your podcast real quick, and also push your social media, man.
Okay, well, real quick, man, Top Billing is my baby. You know, I wanted to do something for the culture that was really us. You know what I'm saying? My podcast is for the culture, it's for the movement and our discussion. People that are influencers, people that are making impact, people that are just on their grind. You know, whether politicians, actors, influencers, I'm putting you on, right? And then certain people that people don't know, I'm putting them on. That's my contribution to the culture. That's how I feel like I can do something that's really, really monumental inside our culture because I grew up hip hop. So, you know, I'm like, yo, man, I'm not waiting for somebody to do it. I'm going to do it myself because I see it's missing, right? So you can listen to my Irvin Magic Johnson interview, my Wiz Khalifa interview, Ice Cube, Too Short, Tip. I'm doing all of our kings and queens. You feel me? So that is on Spotify. It's on YouTube.
I watch it on YouTube.
So you can watch it. Some people want to watch it, so you can watch it on YouTube. But then also to the book, Top Billing is out April 25th. So now you
congrats on that, man.
Nice. So where you said you guys grew up with me, now I'm gonna take you on that journey. So now you're gonna walk back through the 90s with me. You're gonna be like, where was I at 91, 92, 93?
Yo, you've been the coolest dude in the room since like 1988. You know?
Hey, Bill, man, we got to get up out of here. Where can they find you at, brother?
Oh, yeah, at Bill Bellamy on all my socials. You know what I'm saying? Everything got that blue check. And on Facebook, which is really important, make sure you hit me at Bill Bellamy VIP. That's for my fans. And, man, yo, Twitter the same. I love you guys, man. Keep grinding, man. Let's go and get this money.
Thank you, brother. Hey, this weekend, April 22nd, April 21st, and 22nd at the Orlando Improv. Please go see Bill Bellamy. Hey, man, we're going to try to come by and check you out, brother. Thank you
Sure
so
are.
much for
Hey,
kicking
pull
it
up,
with
pull
us.
up, man. Pull up and have a birthday drink with your boy, man.
We'll
Yeah.
do, we'll do,
100%.
man. We got to go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, Bill,
Peace.
before
We're back. Real Labs, Real Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. I'm Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Join the virtual studio with James John and Miguel Colon Jr. The crew is here. Hey, man, we got to give a shout out to Bill Bellamy, man.
That was great, man.
come on.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Miguel, we were talking during the break. What you were saying about it?
I was saying, man, there's something to people who are still recognizable and relevant. And what I mean by that is relevant, as Bill Bellamy, of course, is still working all the time. He's working on projects. He was just on Bel Air. You know, he's worked on projects that are still relevant. But also there's something to looking young and fresh, like your best days. And Bill still looks like he's in his best days, because we all know we've met somebody and in our mind we're looking at 1992 version of them, and then we meet him and we're like, God damn, like,
Yeah.
you know, you've had some rough nights, you know.
And that's what I was saying when I was asking him, you know, does he feel like a legend? Because me and my wife were talking, and he doesn't get the crap
he
that
doesn't.
he give a Kevin Hart and a Cat Williams and me and my wife was just going down a list of stuff he did, and I was like, yo, like,
Bro, he's that dude.
Yeah,
Bill Bellamy's that
it's
dude.
crazy to me.
Dude,
It's
and
crazy
the fact
to
that
me.
that dude looks the way he looks, Miguel, you're absolutely right. That dude is 58 years old.
I'm gonna make him smoke crack this weekend. I can't have Bill Bellamy still teaching me how to be a player 24 years later. He's like, so did you pay attention to the first movie? No, I watched it, but all my clothes is disorganized in the closet.
Right. You know, me and Miguel were also saying off mic, stand-up comedy, and most of the people that I've met that are famous in stand-up comedy, I want to know if you agree, Ken, they're tangible as celebrities, meaning you can touch them in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Like after a show, they will come out, they will talk to people.
And me and James were saying too, it's the only form that I've ever met where they could meet, like, stand-up comics that do arenas and sell out everywhere. Meet a dude who's hosting the Funny Bone in Arizona, and they'll talk shop.
Yeah.
You know, they talk to you as though you're a peer.
I was telling my wife, when we told him we were comedians, he started cheesing.
Yeah,
because we already know the conversation, the way. Okay, this my fraternity. These my brothers. Even though they're not famous guys, they're not at where I'm at in comedy. We're still all stand-up comics, and these are my brothers.
It's like checking into the Continental Hotel in John Wick.
Yeah.
You know, everybody in this hotel's about it. Some of them are more about it than others, but everybody got a gold coin somewhere.
And there's still rules.
Yeah, there's still rules, and
you don't bid each other. You don't bid each other. Yeah. That's rules.
It's so funny, man. Y'all were talking about age. I've been trying to find this article about Fred Sanford, because they say he was like 50 or 60 years old when he did Sanford and Son.
The Golden Girls were like 50 years old when they did that show.
But then you look at our celebrities that right now, like, we were just talking about this last week, James. TK Kirkland is 63. That dude looks 35 years old.
Yeah,
he does, bro.
every time
58 years, 56 years old.
Every time you see a president going into the White House, you're like, he looks so young still. Then when they come out, you're like, yeah, that's 75.
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
Hey, whatever number you are as the president, that's how many years you age. Obama aged 41 years, bro.
Yeah. He did.
Hey, man, but shout out again to Bill Bellamy. But we also got to get a shout out. We have a brand new sponsor, man. James, who's our new sponsor, brother?
A good friend. We all know him and love him. We're talking about Todd Bogue, 2018 Magician of the Year. That's right, you guys. The ridiculous comedy and magic show every Thursday night in Daytona at the Shores Resort and Spa. 7 p.m. showtime. It's only $15 and hosted, like I said, by 2018 Florida Magician of the Year, Todd Bogue. Guys, get your tickets right now. For more information, visit toddbogejokes.com. That's TODDBOGUEJOKES.com. Todd Bogue.
Do me a favor, real last listeners. Do me a favor. Please go on Todd Bogue's social media, show him love, let him know you out there, spread it, because Todd Bogue is that girl. Whenever we're in trouble, she takes us back in. Okay, Todd Bogue been that girl to let us crash. We're like, hey, Todd, times are tough. You come back, baby. We're like, hey, I know I was silly forever leaving you, but hey, Todd has always been there for us. So please do us a favor, show him love, and it's worth it too. It's worth it.
Bro, I'm gonna say I'm a true fan of Todd because I've hired him for private parties at my own family functions. This dude can do family shows. This dude can do adult shows, and he's for hire as well. So you guys looking for a funny, entertaining guy that's gonna make everybody get up and run around because you know how black folks are with magic.
I love black people with magic.
That's my wife.
Black people with magic is so beautiful because it's just like they not only are you excited, not only do you think he's halfway the devil, not only are you laughing out of your seats, moving around. I mean, as a magician, I don't understand why every magician doesn't just perform for black people. Like I would only have shows in Gary, Indiana, and Atlanta.
Comedy should be, magic should be urban.
Oh my God, urban magic?
Magic should be urban, bro.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
He made that pigeon disappear, and then that pigeon came back, and it was in my pocket.
And after the show, you eat lemon pepper pigeon.
Yeah.
Wet lemon pepper.
All flat. All flat somehow.
I picked up a drum. I dipped it in the ranch. It was flat. Todd Bogue. That's it. We're gonna start making urban magic quotes for Todd Bogue. I got it, man. I got it. I took my hat off. My hair was relaxed. Todd Bogue.
Oh man. Oh, so shout out to
the rabbit out of my
man.
BBL.
But man, I mean, we on the subject of comedy and corporate, man. Every week, you guys know we do a segment about stand up. And James, I just want you to know I'm retiring. I'm retiring from corporate gigs. I'm done.
Oh, you know what? Ken?
I'm done. I'm done with them, bro.
As a fellow comedian who does corporate gigs, I understand it.
I just got a call for a corporate gig that literally I let the phone ring. I got 2 corporate gig calls. One that I'm excited to do. My homeboy, Bill Sublet. I'm always proud of that one. But I got one that was ringing, and I literally opened my bank app, and then I was like, "All right, I'll call him." Like,
bro,
I had to look at my bank app, and I was like, "Yeah, I gotta take this one."
So that happened to me. So the first one. It was a private gig at an apartment complex, and I was like,
"You told me you was going to do it.
I need this money. I need this money." And bro, when I tell you, man, it was like 9 people, 5 adults, 3 kids, and an infant.
Ken, they had 3 kids at the show, man.
Bro, it's all ages, and I was supposed to do 50 minutes. And
50,
thank God for the lady who ran the apartment complex. She was like, "So you guys are both just doing like 20, right?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, man. In fact, I'm doing 10, he's doing 20, and I'm doing 10.
Bro,
and I got through it, James, and I was just like, it was okay. But man, Sunday I went and did a corporate gig, and I'm realizing this, man. I don't think when people don't know that it's comedy going to be there, I don't think they are ready for it, or even like the atmosphere, man. It was black folk, all white party. I got all white on. And they
didn't know you was coming,
bro. When I tell you, man, I ain't gonna say they hated me, but bro, it was one of them shows where no Novocaine and I'm getting the tooth pulled out. It was one of them shows. It was, bro.
You was at an all black party, all white.
And all white, and I wore all white, and you already know I hate wearing suits on stage. I know you despise wearing suits. Yeah. Man, I'm joking with this lady. I said, "What did you think about my show?" She was like, "I ain't like it at all."
Black people, boom.
Hey, this one lady said, "Yeah, we're a little uppity. You had a couple of little dark jokes here and there." I was like, "Ma'am, what I did for y'all is the cleanest set I got."
Wow.
So if that was dark, you better not ever come see me at a club. Bro,
and while we talk about it, Ken, let's talk about it. The reason we do corporates, because like you said, a corporate event is when someone's having some kind of professional gathering and people aren't there for a comedy. They're there for another reason. So you're there trying to get those people's attention. The only reason we do corporates is the money is good.
And
And they
it's-
go,
That's
hey,
the reason we do it.
and they
They're
pay
gonna-
you right there.
right there.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
they give you half up front.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
give you, they daddy you too. They like, yeah, you gonna make
Yo,
them
you-
laugh, ain't you?
Yeah.
They open your mouth, and put that money in there. You just crying one tear. You're
Dude,
like, go out there and be
Hey.
silly Billy. Go
they
be silly
treat you
silly
so
Billy.
good. They feed you drinks.
feed you
I mean,
drink.
everything. Like I didn't eat anything. I'm like, man, I just want to do my set and get up out of here.
Yeah.
I'm just doing a hot 30. The lady saw my video, saw me at the Improv, and she was like, she was like, that wasn't like the set you set. No, dude, that was the exact set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The exact set. I
Yeah.
said it's just every environment does not need stand-up
No.
comedy, bro.
No.
I think that's the problem new comedians have. They're like, this room, they can hold 55 people. Let's do comedy in here. This is a funeral home. And it's like, yeah, but look at that. You got low ceilings, good lighting. You got a stage. It's a casket.
Hey,
Yeah, this will
hey,
work.
what Bill say, man? We was doing taverns back in the
Yeah.
day. We still doing taverns.
Yeah,
What you
I was
doing?
laughing. I was like, you got the booker to that tavern? Good eve,
funny.
travelers, and welcome.
No, that's funny because it's so true though, man. You start out doing it anywhere you want to, and you're like, man, I'll do it because this is the only place I can practice my comedy. We all
Yeah.
did that, but as you get older in your career, you start understanding there is a science to putting on a good
Bruh,
show.
it really is.
It
Like,
yeah,
I don't want to have to slay the dragon before I go in the tavern. It's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
man. I came here to trade ore. You know? Hey, Sean Finnerty, great comedian. Look him up if you don't know him. I think it's at Sean Finnerty, a good friend of ours, Irish comic. He told me about when he first got booked on the Tonight Show. After that, he started getting all these real bookings. And he said, I did 15 shows in a row at these beautiful clubs. He's like, and every time I walked in, he goes, I looked at the booker and I was like, where are the bowling lanes? How am I supposed to do comedy if there's no bowling lanes? He's like, where are all the pool tables? How am I supposed to do comedy without pool tables?
Yeah.
that is
Let
such a true
me ask you
statement.
this, guys. What is a red flag to you when you walk in a room? I'll tell you mine.
Mm.
So I did this with Devin. We did all these shows in the Midwest, and it was one of those where every other night you were like, oh my God, it's the best show ever. And then you're like, mew.
Yeah.
One of my big red flags was you'd walk into a bar show. A bar show, guys, for anybody listening, is it just a small bar? Probably doesn't even have a stage. You know, sometimes they pay you great though, because you're the only entertainment that comes through. But I would walk into a bar show and there would be the bartender would be in charge of the microphone, the sound, and everything. That's a red flag because you know they're way too busy trying to make money to care about anything for you. You walk in and I'm like, hey, I'm Ronnie booked me. I'm doing the show. They're like, I don't know, talk to the bartender. He's like, here's the mic. Do you know how to hook the sound up? Yeah, hold on. I'll get you 2 Long Islands. You're like, oh no.
That's a great one. That's a really good one to
Yeah.
let you know it's about to be effed up. You're right.
Yeah. For me, and I make this quick, we got about a minute. If there's a bar in the back of the room, I know it's gonna be some.
Yeah.
Because the people at the bar, you got to get them. Because the people sitting up front are there for the show. They are there for the comedy show. But the people at the bar, you got to be like bop, bop to get their attention. Because if not, they having a conversation like it's happy hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a quick one, Ken. When you get there and the venue tells you they're going to leave the TVs on, but they're going to mute it. We're going to mute it. It's fine. No. Okay. Yeah. Nah, this is going to be horrible. No one's going to be watching the show. They're going to be watching the football game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I'm retiring from corporate gigs. I got one more, and then James, unless it's big dollars,
I hear you.
I ain't doing it, man. But hey, man, we gotta take a commercial break. When we come back, I got the story I just found about this dude in prison that won the lottery, and now is trying to spend his lottery winnings. We be right back. Real Labs, we're Radio 104.1.
Ramen.
Back, Real Labs, we're Radio 104.1, your nightcap of comedy. My name is Ken Miller in the big chair tonight. Guys, do me a favor, go out to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that, and please follow, like, and subscribe. And if you miss any of these shows, go to iHeart app, search Real Labs, and you can listen to all our shows. Shout out to Katie Springs, who is in love with Miguel Colon Jr. She did not want to hear the Monday and Tuesday show. She was like, when is Miguel on? I said, Wednesday and Thursday. She was like, all right, send me the link.
I told her to come out to a show with us. I said, hey man, I'm more charming when you drinking.
That's true. I've been
Joining
there.
Virtual Studio with the big teddy bear, Mr. James John, and Miguel Colon Jr., man. Got the whole family in studio tonight. And it's always fun with all of us in studio. And remember, guys, this weekend, go check out Bill Bellamy, April 21st and 22nd at Orlando Improv. Our website is theimprovorlando.com. Go get your tickets. Funny dude. And I don't think y'all understand how that felt for us as comedians. I don't think y'all understand. This show is called Real Laughs. It is hosted by 3 comedians. So when we get a comedian on, we do fanboy.
Yeah, big time.
We got one of them. He might not be the pioneer, but he's definitely an uncle. Man, I mean, all the
100%.
things that he's done.
100%.
Like back in the day, to be on Def Comedy Jam was different. You know what I'm saying?
Did you hear about his Def Comedy Jam story?
No.
So he actually closed the show, but his set was so good, they put his spot first.
The one he did about the car calling him.
Yeah. So
like, man, come pick me up. Yeah.
So if you go watch some of his interviews, he was actually upset about it, but he has such a strong set. They was
I remember that set.
Dude, they put him up front. Yeah.
I remember
he
that.
He talks about that in a lot of interviews, man. And his podcast is amazing. If you haven't heard it,
his social media.
Look up Top Billing.
And I don't know how many people listen to us who are young, but if you're a younger listener, thank you, first of all. But also what you may not understand is at the time in 1990s, being a VJ on MTV was the coolest job anyone could have. You were a rock star for interviewing rock stars. Yeah. Like that's not something like you might watch Nardwuar right now. You might watch any of these dudes on YouTube and stuff and have their channels that do these interviews and stuff. And I get it that they're beasts, but they'll never be what a VJ was at the time.
There'll never be a spring break.
Yeah, exactly. When you went to spring break as a VJ.
MTV spring break, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
MTV spring break was an introduction to spring break to people from small towns, people who weren't white, honestly, because like I remember watching spring break as a kid and being like, I want to be a white teenager when I grow up. You know, like it's no rules.
You know, spring break for people is like, I'm going to Daytona.
Yeah, but I will give MTV credit. Speaking of Daytona, I got to go to 2 MTV spring breaks. One, Panama City.
Panama.
Yeah, and the other ones was Daytona. They used to come give free. I saw everybody perform.
Daytona,
they gave
break
free
was lawless and
yes,
like anybody who does spring break now, it's not what because Daytona. But let's just be honest. Daytona was like, hey man, we got to do something about our city, and they didn't. But they stopped all the cool partying. But spring break, man, Daytona would have 100,000 hot, cool, young people partying.
They did.
James, so did you take your wife to any of those spring breaks?
No, she was 11.
No, sir.
All right, so you might have 2 more kids out there?
Oh, James got him.
No, sir. I would neither confirm nor deny.
It's a little half-white kid from Ohio State.
Why am I leaning into the mic like I'm like testifying in front of Congress?
James, as your lawyer, let me handle this one. Listen, Ken, run, James, run! Get out of here, son! Go, they got us! They got us, son!
It was so dope. I had so many more questions. Like I wanted to ask him about, comedy in the 90s compared to comedy now. I want to talk about the VJ stuff. Like, I wish he would have stayed the whole show.
I wanted to talk about the fact that what he and his what do you call it? His co-workers at that time, people he came up with, his peers, they all did those jokes when they were new. Before everyone nowadays just watered them down and kept regurgitating them. If that makes any sense. Yeah, like him, DL. Coming up and all the jokes and premises they came up with that were urban before they were mainstream. I see so many comics just regurgitating what they've already done.
Bill told me a story once. Bill told
bro.
me a story once. He said it was 1988 at the Cadillac Club, and he said he was running out of jokes and he was horny, and he looked at the stool and said, "I'm gonna hump it." And that was the birth of the stool hump. 1988 Cadillac Club, Bill Bellamy.
So shout out again to Bill Bellamy. April 21st, 22nd, the Orlando Improv. He will be there, and we are going to try to come out Friday. I'm
gonna try to go out, bro.
Definitely try to hang out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I had a day today, y'all. I had a day today, man. I was so excited about Bill Bellamy. I had to go to the laundromat today. I ain't been to a laundromat in years.
Why was you at a laundromat?
I got a big comforter.
Yep, you got to do the comforters there.
So I had to go there because they got them big When
They
did
do.
the laundromat cost $10 to wash?
Oh, I'll
Bro.
help you boys out with this. As a single man, there's been times when my washer and dryer goes out, and since it's just me and I live downtown, there's a laundromat 2 blocks from my house, right next to a bar. So for a good run, yeah. Hey, right next to a bar, there's
That is
restaurants. So it's in Thornton Park right over there. There was a point where I was like, I'll just use the laundromat because I was like, I don't want to really buy a washer and dryer. I'm doing laundry once a week. You talking $10-15 to do your laundry as a single man.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, this is adding up. And then back in the day, I used to drop my laundry off at a laundromat. They used to charge me $20 to do it, fold it,
All of
put it in
it.
a bag. Yeah.
It folded.
Now, man, it's not $1 for a machine.
No.
At the machine I go to is $3.50.
Bro, I went to go dry it. I remember when I first moved into one of my apartment after I got divorced. It was a quarter got you 12 minutes.
Yeah.
A quarter gets you 6 minutes now.
Yeah.
I said this thing better be on Sun.
Yeah.
Right.
I want the Tesla.
I put mine on Dragon, son.
Yeah.
I need that star that made Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Heat this up. It better be that hot, yo.
Oh, you stupid.
It comes out still damp.
I'm like, yo, I put this thing on 72 minutes. Why is this?
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold and more wet.
The lady working there, because the machines were different. Because it normally be like bleach, detergent, fabric softener.
Yeah.
Now it got like X1, 2, 3. I said, ma'am, so what's the one? I mean, you can put anything in there. So well, which one is the laundry detergent? Okay, when you cut it on, you're gonna see water flowing. Just pour it in there. Why are you working here?
Yeah.
You do not know.
She's like, oh, I don't work here. I just been waiting for my stuff to dry for a couple weeks.
That's funny.
I paid why are you working here?
$1,000 so far, young man.
We got a washer and dryer over at the Sausage Castle. That's one of those like too fancy than it should be. Like Mike got a thing about buying the fancy because he never had no fancy stuff. So I'm like, no, we got this refrigerator. It's got a TV in the front, and I'm like, we don't need this. It's like a touch screen. I never needed to be like Apple's, like yeah. So he's got this washer and dryer that none of us know how to use anything but one setting on. So like it can only go for like 20 minutes, and then we got to restart it. And everybody's like, isn't there another setting? We're like, we don't know. Okay, we figured this one out, so this is how we do it.
Hey, you've been washing your clothes on delicate the whole
Treating my underwear like they made of silk.
Bro, my son went to school for mechanical engineering, got a master's. He'd be like, Dad, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
you come in
it
there and
works.
he's like, I figured out a way to balance it on a quarter. I can't start it.
I can't
Yeah.
start
And Jack will just be like, it's broke.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not broke. Will just show me how to use it. And then you start it, and Jack's like, sucker.
Oh my goodness, man.
That's my
I told real quick, I told the story, James, of my father. He was dying laughing about Jack's bathroom being broken in the house he was renting and them having to go to a bodega down the street to use the
That's
bathroom.
still hilarious to this
And they
day.
had to buy something every time.
To this day, bro.
I got 36 Chico sticks at my house if you want one.
To this day. And the dude that working at the bodega, he was kind of a butthole. He could have been like, man, y'all gotta use the bathroom.
Go
Like,
ahead.
I gotta make this money.
Yep.
Yo, Jack there buy gas station pills.
Eating sunflower seeds.
Hey, Dad, you having any problems? Because I had to take a big dookie, so they made me buy the Extends. Yeah, you and Mom have a good one on me.
Hey,
Dad, y'all still use condoms?
James, I saw a what's that show? American Greed about Extends.
Really?
But the guy was fake. Yeah. I love American Greed.
Let me tell you something. If I had a little one and I had to take Extends, you're not gonna see me on TV talking about why I had to take it. I'm just like, I'm gonna take my loss.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take my loss. I mean, this dude was on TV
Like-
suing them because it didn't do it. There has been nothing that has been created scientifically to make your thing.
No,
do.
and you have to know that's the truth because here's the thing. Once Viagra was created, it was all over the news because it was the best invention. So if there was something to make your pee-pee bigger, stop the presses. Like it could be in the middle of a nuclear shootout between Ukraine and Russia, and they would interrupt, be like, everybody chill out. You can make your thing bigger. And we'd all just be like, stop shooting. Ukrainians just be running to the bodega,
Bro,
Yeah.
war
For real,
would
man.
end.
It
Yeah.
be peace on earth, bro.
Bro, the North
Peace
Korea
on
dude
earth.
would stop shooting missiles into the ocean.
I tell
That's
everybody,
it.
man. Basically,
That's why he mad.
yeah. I tell them PPs are like TVs. Even if you got a big one, you'd like a bigger one.
Bigger
Yeah.
one.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's
Absolutely,
funny,
bro.
man. But the story I was gonna talk about, man, before we went to commercial break. So I was looking up stuff to talk about today, and apparently this guy in Wales won $7.2 million while he was
Damn.
on leave in prison for rape. And it took him 15 years to finally get the money. My question is, when the hell you get to start going on leave from prison?
Bro, that's
When did that start?
Bro,
We don't-
European prison. That's where you want to go to prison in Europe. You don't want to go to prison in America. You want to go to prison in like Sweden, where you're like, hey, y'all, I'm going to be gone on Wednesday. They're like, you know, the rules, sign on the clipboard. You know?
Bruh. Now, so I was talking about this to a comic, and apparently this used to be a thing back in the day. So when Bush and Dukakis went against each other, and the state that Dukakis was in, I think it's Massachusetts, they actually had a furlough program where they would let prisoners out, and now it's called the Willie Horton thing because
he escaped.
they let him out on furlough, yes, and he did
On Christmas.
and he did what murderers do.
Yeah,
He
Murder.
murdering. Yeah,
Murder.
I think they let him out to go Christmas shopping too. I think was the thing. Yeah,
and he actually killed somebody, and that's how Bush beat the caucus because he kept playing that ad like, "Yo, this who you want to be president?"
oh, I'm in jail except for the weekends.
Yo, but my thing is this: I get it. If say you went to jail for weed, you know what I'm saying, like something like that.
white collar.
You letting murderers out for the weekend?
Yeah, yo, because you know what? Everybody's working for the weekend. He's at the club. He's at the club. Hey, you want to come back to my place? I just got to check you in, but you know, it's a lot of dudes there, girl.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. So we got we got 2 minutes. James, you get out on the weekend furlough prison. Where you going? First place you going?
Get something to eat.
All right,
I'm going Waffle House.
Waffle House. Where you going, Miguel? Where you going?
Water park, man. You ain't never gonna get no water. You ain't never gonna be able to float, chill, slide, or do
True.
anything like that in prison.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to water park. I'm gonna bend over anywhere I want with no discretion. Just doing toe touches. Like, what up, lifeguard? He's like, how you doing?
Hey, I just got out of prison, Ken. I'm gonna order my food like I've been getting it in prison, smothered and covered.
You know where I'm going? This where I'm going. To the Improv this weekend to see Bill Bellamy.
Bellamy.
April 21st and 22nd, man. Hey, guys, thank y'all so much for listening. James, where you at this weekend, baby?
I'm actually gonna go see Bill Bellamy, man. I ain't doing nada.
Nada. What you got this weekend, brother, Miguel?
Man, at Sausage Castle, we've got a huge model shoot with some celebrity photographers, and it's only during the daytime. So I'm gonna go see Bill Bellamy and maybe go check out Kenny's Groceries while I'm out.
Kenny's Groceries, man. Friday, I will be at downtown, the corner, Barker's Comedy Club.
It's a good room.
Great club.
It's an amazing room. If you want tickets, send me a personal message. I'll put you on the guest list. After that, I will be headed over to see Bill Bellamy as well. Saturday, I will be in Tampa at Kava Bar with Ron Hortman. And Sunday, I will be in Wesley Chapel, Side Splitters at Wesley Chapel, man. So come check me out. Guys, thank y'all so much for listening. We got new shows all week, so your ass better be tuned in. I'm Ken Miller. That's Miguel Colon Jr. That's James John. James, tell their ass what to do.
Take your ass to bed.
Good night, family.